My name is Tobias. I'm another licensed immigration advisor with New Zealand Shores. There are a few of us. And I'd like to talk to you today about opportunities for teachers in New Zealand. I feel qualified to talk about this because before becoming a licensed immigration advisor, I had the pleasure of being a teacher in New Zealand and other countries for over 10 years. Teaching is a fantastic profession, and all you teachers out there listening to this, I would encourage you to look at New Zealand as an option for teaching. New Zealand schools are fantastic places, very busy places, they do a lot, and I think you'll find when you look into it that New Zealand offers a great teaching career and a great place for your family to live and grow as you work. So New Zealand has a new initiative for teachers that provides a $5,000 grant to help encourage overseas teachers to relocate to New Zealand and to help with those relocation costs. The grant is available to any overseas trained teacher who comes to New Zealand and works on a 12-month or more contract. They can claim the $5,000 grant 50% after 10 weeks in the job, and the other 50% after 40 weeks in the job at the end of the first school year. Along with this, to encourage teachers to relocate, the Teachers Registration Council and the government have streamlined the teacher registration process. So if you're from the UK, from Ireland, from Canada, from South Africa or from Fiji, now your teaching qualifications are pre-approved by NZQA, which means that the registration process is much faster for you as a teacher. Teacher registration costs $302, and you can go to the Education Council of New Zealand to find out the details of what's involved. If you're looking at coming to New Zealand, that should be the first step you take, along with contacting us to express your interest. Because if you're able to get registration in New Zealand, there is a huge demand for teachers, and it's only growing. So, where are the teaching vacancies? What should you be looking at? If you're from South Africa and you're an intermediate or secondary teacher, your teaching qualification is pre-approved. If you're in primary, you'll have to go through the NZQA assessment process, just to give you a heads up on that. That assessment process can be quite demanding and lengthy and costs $746 to apply for. But for everyone who's in secondary teaching particularly, there's a huge shortage of specialist teachers in the following fields: maths, physics. Probably no surprise to any of you maths and physics teachers, because there's a global shortage of you wonderful people. Digital technology, some languages that are taught in New Zealand, such as Spanish, French, Chinese and Japanese and German. Chemistry, to some extent English, and also in agriculture and horticultural science. And this may not be a familiar field for some of you, but there's a huge shortage in hard technology, which in New Zealand is food technology and fabrics technology. Now, where is this shortage of teachers coming from? It's because New Zealand's teachers are more than 45% over 50 years of age, and a large number of them are now coming up to retirement age. Schools are desperately trying to keep teachers in teaching because there's no compulsory retirement for teachers in New Zealand. So if you are someone who's over 50 thinking, oh, I'm not sure about relocating to New Zealand to teach, don't worry, you may have a good 20 to 30 years of teaching ahead of you here. You will also find that there's a lack of teachers in New Zealand because there's a lack of senior management and middle management with good experience to support young teachers. And those experienced teachers that we do have are moving into retirement, and we're not replacing them. So while there are enough young teachers in New Zealand coming through, there are not enough older teachers to mentor them and older experienced teachers to fill those management positions. So if you're a teacher who's got a good 5 to 10 years experience or more and is in any of those specialist subjects, New Zealand has its door open for you and is waiting for the opportunity to employ you. And that demand is only going to get bigger in the next 2 to 3 years. So if you're looking at making the shift sometime in the next few years, then you've got great opportunities here. That's pretty much it from me regarding teaching. If you're interested, you can have a look at the Education Personnel Recruiting website or at Oasis Education Recruiting website. Those are two companies that help overseas teachers come to New Zealand and find work. And of course, you can look at our website and get in touch with us, and we can take you through the whole immigration process and what's involved. So initially we'd ask you to register with our website, give us your details so we can do an initial assessment. And we look at your qualifications, we look at your experience, and we're able to let you know whether you're eligible to come here, whether you meet requirements, and how you should be looking to make the shift. It's important that you know that you're going to be able to claim enough points to become a New Zealand resident, because the best outcomes for migrants are for those who are able to come to New Zealand and claim New Zealand residence and stay here long term. What we offer with our service, besides that assessment, is helping you get all your documents ready so you're ready for the job search and you can present yourself to schools, or if you're not a teacher in other fields, to the employers and say, I'm ready to go, I can get a work visa in a matter of weeks, all my documents have been checked by a licensed immigration advisor, and you can be sure that I will be granted a work visa if you offer me work. We can also look at employment contracts and let you know whether they're going to meet requirements, and we can help employers understand what's required in order for them wanting to employ you to have their visa granted by Immigration New Zealand, because often employers get things wrong and need a bit of a hand from people like us. We also offer a job search assistance, which is where we rewrite your CV for you, we provide a cover letter for you, and we give you guidance right through the job application process. We don't find jobs for people because we're not a recruitment firm, and we've also found that a lot of employers don't want a third party in between them and the potential employee. So we support you in applying for work and finding work, but we don't apply for jobs on your behalf, just to be clear about that. Besides all of that, we also answer general questions you may have about moving to New Zealand, about setting up here, and most importantly, we help with the visa application process. We resolve problems when there's unfair decisions by immigration. We can go to immigration managers and resolve things quickly, and we make sure that the process, while not pain-free, is as smooth as can be possible and as successful as we can manage.